All right, today I want to talk about Facebook marketing, but I want to talk specifically about Facebook groups and how I used them to really win with the business I'm running online. So this is going to be a bit unconventional, but I'm going to show you 3 things about a Facebook group that I used to my advantage when it came to building an online business. None of this is manipulative, but all of this is powerful stuff that means you can use the value of a group to really win big. So with Facebook groups, the first thing I found was that if I could create a group that resonates with the audience I'm trying to target anyway, which is entrepreneurs building businesses, then I could build a place where they would come and a community. Yes, people follow my Facebook profile. Yes, I have followers on my Facebook fan page, but with a group it's slightly different. The number one thing about having a group is that you're positioned as an expert. Okay? The reason why is because if you are running the group, you are the guy who is in charge, and by default, you are the person deferred to. So the reason why I ran a group to start with is because I wanted people to see me as a thought leader or expert in the entrepreneur business space. I'd like to think I know what I'm doing, because I've been around for about 17 years building businesses, and online I've done it with dozens and dozens of clients, and they're making some great money and having great impact as a result. So sharing that world is something I really wanted to do. The second thing about Facebook groups is that in terms of the content, okay, what you can use it for is research. Now this might seem a bit strange for your business to research through a group. Surely they should be, the guys who are following you as opposed to you asking them things. But here's what it's about. With content production, if you're building a group and giving great value every day, then the group will find value in that, of course. But what goes down really well is every so often asking opinions. Because remember, the people in that group are reflecting, and probably are, mostly your audience. If it's your audience, then something really wonderful happens when you say to them, guys, I need your help. What's your opinion on this graphic, this logo, this type of idea? How would you feel if I produced a webinar on this? Is there an appetite for me to do more of this type of post? You can run things like polls. You can just ask questions in a post rather, okay? Or of course, you can do things a bit more interesting. You can run a survey, which is like as a document or a link or something like that. But the idea is that you can get engagement and actually ask them things to make you overall much more effective, okay? So the idea about being effective is that you're getting engagement and you're getting likes, sure. That's the vanity metrics. But what you're keen on is getting engagement in the sense that people are starting to send you messages. And then of course you're getting conversion in the sense that because you're positioned as an expert, because you actually do bring people value, because they are your audience in your relevant group, your content is moving them to a place where they're thinking, maybe this guy could help me out. But it tends to be that because you're asking every so often, not every post, but maybe every couple of weeks worth, you chuck out another question to ask them what, slightly a bit more guidance or feedback on the direction you're steering the group, you could be much more effective for the majority of them. And if people are saying, no, I want more motivational video from you, Richard, and you do a poll and they're like, hell yes, and 35 people out of 100 are saying to you, yeah, in that poll, I'd like more motivational content. Well, maybe that's what you should be doing, and it means you'll be more effective in engaging that audience, and as a result, you'll have a flavor from the front line, so to speak, as to what you should be providing more content on. So as well as being the expert, have a bit of humility, because by producing content that relates to research, by asking people what you want, what they want it from you, you can move to a position where you're providing some really great, interesting things for them. But by far and away, the best way I used a Facebook group was directly in terms of conversions. Okay, now this is a simple one, but the idea is I could see far more effectively than some of the punts that I took when I had Facebook ads, for instance. I could see who genuinely was interested. And for all the content I produced that was interesting and high value and impactful and helped people, combined with continually honing it through having great research, I moved to a place where maybe I would have several thousand people in that group. Now more are coming every day, maybe 20 or 30 add themselves each day, which is the product you get of providing good value in a group. And you move to a place actually where of all those thousands of people in the group, there's a group of them, a hardcore I call them, who really love it. And they don't just give you the likes and the loves and the shares and the comments each time, but they're constantly sending you messages like, I love this, this is fantastic, I love that, you know what, I just had to say that post you sent out yesterday in the group really made the difference. And that helps with conversions, because you've got the warm leads who are already in love with you and your content, you're helping them with their world, and they are basically broadcasting to you that they are in a right place to be sold to. Now this sounds bad, it sounds mercenary, but ultimately we run groups to have, you know, a place for common interest and to build a community. But on top of that, ultimately, if I can provide more value for someone and they choose to go ahead and spend money on it, well then I'd like to meet them people, because they would like more of me and I feel I can help them. Well then it's a great place for conversions. What people miss with their Facebook groups is they put out content, but what they don't do is then further engage. So if someone likes it, they don't thank them. If someone comments, they don't write a follow-up. There's no conversation. And so you're not building a culture or conditioning the audience to keep speaking and keep engaging in the post. And so as a result, it's very quiet. But if you do it right with enough engagement, people will be talking all the time about you, and they'll be engaging and making the group interesting, and they will naturally feel great about what you're doing. It makes converting a lot easier because they feel like that, you know, you're in their corner in terms of the content, but also that you actually are, because you've been engaging with them a little bit anyway. So it's the start process for then onboarding someone, maybe if you have some kind of consulting call, or if you try and close them through Facebook Messenger, or perhaps if you're going to try and sell them something later down the line. Remembering always that you're not going to try and ram or spam products on people. It's about if someone is actually interested and would want to spend money because they're displaying great interest, well then you can go ahead and help them. And those warm leads are wonderful. That Facebook group as a result has made me phenomenal success. I've been really pleased with it. It's engaging, it's stimulating as a group anyway, but it's also been a great place where people who need certain things I can help them with are able to get them. And it's a great place to know that, you know, I'm able to cultivate that kind of feeling. So they're the three things I found. It's about positioning yourself as an expert. It's about using the content to build value, but also to hone it and make sure you're on point by getting responses from research. And it's also a great place for leads to convert, not in a spammy way, but in a helpful way. If you're thinking about building a group, I strongly urge you to do this, because it maybe takes time to begin with to get the ball rolling, but when you get it right, the return is fantastic, and it's just another place where you can be building your business and certainly your personal brand from. If you like this video, do mash away at the like button. Please subscribe to me underneath, and next to subscribe you can see there's a little bell button. Click on that and you get notifications for the next video. In the meantime, thanks so much. I hope that's been helpful, and let me know, I mean, what are the things that you do with Facebook groups? Why do you find them useful? And what kind of content, if you're in my space, would you like to see? If you'd like to check out my group, it's on Facebook itself, of course, and it's facebook.com/entrepreneur business group. It's as simple as that. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.